I'm here.
Almost y'all's ties almost matched too this morning.
Glad for me when those,
Yeah.
No, I didn't see. Larry did walk in.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, it's 9 a.m. Monday, March the 22nd, 2021. Wilson County Commissioners Court is now in session. We'll have the opening prayer by Shade Bounds of the Birdwell Foundation.
Everybody please bow their heads and close their eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you. God, we praise you for the ability to live in such an amazing community, amazing state, and a still free nation. God, we thank you and we glorify you for all that you have done and all that you continue to do. God, we thank you for every single one of our elected officials. We ask that you keep your hand upon them, that you continue to lead them and guide them. God, we just ask that a special protection would be on every single member of this community that is serving this community, this state, and this nation. God, that your hand would be upon them, that you would give them protection in their mind as well as their physical body. God, we thank you for their families. We ask that you continue to lead us and guide us as a community to better serve you. Thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Shade. Okay, moving along. I'll make one comment. We have a full slate of commissioners here this morning.
Amen. Good to see you, sir.
Okay, agenda item number 3, public comments. And we have none. So we're going to agenda item number 4, certificates of completions and awards. Nothing there either, so we'll do agenda item 5, and then we'll skip back to agenda item 10, where Commissioner Wiley was requested that. Agenda item number 5, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, discuss and take action on accepting the retirement of Jan Hartle effective June 1st, 2021. Okay, Jan has submitted a letter, and I did not bring it up with me. I knew I left it at my desk. Submitted a letter that requesting that she be, that she's gonna retire on June the 1st.
Judge.
Excuse me, Judge, may I be
Oh.
allowed to please read my letter?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for bringing it up. I left mine in my desk.
Thank you. Dear sirs, this is my official notification to you that it is my intention to retire as Wilson County Treasurer will be June 1st, 2021. I am looking forward to my impending retirement, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity to serve as the Wilson County Treasurer for over 16 years. It is my recommendation to appoint Christina Moot as the Wilson County Treasurer to fulfill my unexpired term, which ends December 31st, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you, Jan.
You need a motion?
Yeah, take a motion to,
I'll make a motion.
motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Perdola. We accept the retirement of Jan Hartle effective June 1st, 2021. Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
okay, Judge, could I ask? Judge, who is going to serve? I didn't hear. She read who,
What's that?
she said who was gonna serve.
Well, that'll be a commissioner's court when she,
Okay,
commissioner's court decision, but that's her recommendation.
okay, I just
The
didn't hear
lady
that.
that was a chief clerk. Okay, a request by Commissioner Wiley that we move to agenda item number 10. That way, in case he has to go somewhere or do something, and then we can, but he wants to be here for that item. So agenda item number 10, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, discuss and take action on possible purchase of real estate at 1400 4th Street, Floresville, Texas. Okay, this is a piece of property right across the street that is going to be vacated by Phelps. We're in dire need of more office space for the county, and this will give us office space to suffice for a while. So this is something that we can go into executive session for.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session. I move to deliberate in executive session on the matter concerning real estate purchase to section 551-072 of the Texas Open Meetings Act to discuss the real estate
Okay.
property.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Martin, that we go into executive session pursuant to 551.072 of the Government Code. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so we are going to retire to the jury room. We would like to have our county auditor with us and our county attorney. So,
We're recording. We stopped using that because we installed new cameras and microphones. Okay. So we use those to stream as well as record. All right.
And it's all live. I wonder if I would have to sit up here. What time did you put that? 9:06. Usually they say that, or I think you're supposed to.
No, well, at least it didn't say the motion, and now we do a motion to get out of it, and not.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, your students are bringing some of the stuff, he's like, we gotta get rid of it. So I'm like, I need some, and I gotta ice it. So if you can ice down, go back then. We did the ice. So I made all the deal. So, terrible score. Here's the ice. Then we set the lawn chairs out. No, we didn't shoot. So it's good. In fact, I got a couple of. It was a joke. Yeah, Corey did a good deal. I feel sorry for him. All the virtual training. I truly think
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
in there, I can't do it. Paid all the wrong. Fly Casey Tim's like $8,000.
Somebody would help me go around.
Here he is. Hey, buddy.
I've seen it, but I didn't.
Well, they painted all the way down to the road. Yeah, they got, that section, 7024 is the next extremely wide area coming from. Seattle. When they paved it, there's something on the ground there, so it actually gets you like in that parking lot. They paved it. They actually had marked off.
Right there at Ticaster Corner.
Right there.
Usually it's part of the roadway. Paved it. Look at it.
It's not a big deal, but they paved it.
Right. They'll use whatever's paved, I guarantee you. Right. Because it may be a lot like a lot of these businesses that actually pave out to the state highway right away, when the right of way is actually 25 foot or whatever off the hill, and then they park on it. And the state doesn't have a problem with it, and they use it for parking a lot of them. When we reason I throw that is because in Stockdale, all the businesses are close to the road. And most all of them, as they built their business up, and they did something with the driveway, they paved it all the way up to the hill, and they park all the way up to where they don't stick out on the road. So it's probably not really a liability issue as far as the county is concerned. And the whole deal is whether the county minds the park in the county right away. I'll look at it.
I just had some questions about it.
Okay. And I haven't paid that much attention to it, but I'll go look at it and see. Well, I came out to y'all that night, that was nighttime.
Yeah. Probably a bit.
And I came by there the other night, but it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, so. My brother-in-law had a birthday party off of 1604. I went to that party and then came back across the road for Stockdale. I was actually there last night. I was out working last night. Yeah, that's why they got the auditor, if they don't have to borrow money. It's where they gonna get the money from. Because I think they gotta go to the. My biggest concern across the road is Hey, yes, dying for you now. But it seemed like everybody.
You know, that's what the council.
Oh, yes. That's first.
Curly Mo, you said it again? 1,500 pounds, 3-year-old granddaughter walks up, feeds her baby, no range kid, you know, and no, I just, my brother, insurance officer, comes through there, and his dad, his mom,
Other pickup, it has no weight in it. Yeah, go to work and get the company truck and you can't get nowhere.
no, that's what's funny. In Spain, everybody's piling on there, that's my last day in New Orleans. For the summer and snow, yeah. United going by, and UPS going by, agency would be down for a couple of days. That's right.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we're relaxing a little bit because we got gets down to it's all about the dollars. Yes, 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 yes. participate doing your job, I think you're in better shape today. Yes. Maybe
When you go back, tell Kathy, tell Kathy, Donna's husband, used to sell Donna's husband. Kathy was, her skill set was me back in the 90s. Yeah, in fact, when she started working with Donna, it was great because, you know, that's right, we were both together. So out there, like, Charlie, she got money. And it was sold, also, the loans.
existing. Had nothing to do with me.
He said, I'm paraphrasing. It's so sharp. You know, there's some charge up there, younger kids serve, time per kid, every other thing. And the superintendent was like, that's the best presentation I've ever seen. Lynn Johnson's one of the teachers there. She did after 40 years, but she was a sixth grade teacher. Forever. Her husband's Earl Johnson, her first she was really southern drawl. Her son, we came back from travels and finally got a master's in teaching. She hears her walking all the way down. She goes, God, never did. Sticks her head up. Yeah, we lived in Greenshire when I was 309.
Yeah, that's about 4 houses.
Yeah, when I came here, we get on base, we bought a house. And then got on base, and rented it, and then.
Like you come out ahead.
We have a little left. Because we live at 316 Road.
Yeah, right now, there's a lot of them that you can't get because they're so far behind the pitch. I had some little boy in November. I was there until June.
And all the springs underneath the warehouse.
Yeah, it's on.
I did get the full truck.
Main line, springtime, the spring, warehouse, all that, so we'll start going in my closet.
They came real fast. So we know they tired. It took me about 7 or 8 months to get it.
I mean, I was back about that big, daughter of the American Revolution.
That's a good thing.
Okay, 9:37, we're back out of executive session. We're on agenda item 10, which is Richard L. Jackson County Judge discuss and take action on possible purchase of real estate. Okay, excuse me.
So far, so good. Somebody make the judge mad or what? Oh.
Did you hear how Christina did it at Houston?
They didn't do nothing. She didn't, her kid didn't do nothing.
They didn't go, or they just didn't?
Slowly but surely improving. But it's not as quick. And my weight gain is, I know it's gonna come, but that's not sticking.
Okay, like I said, at 9:36, we're out of executive session. We're on agenda item 10, discuss and take action on possible purchase of real estate at 1400 4th Street in Floresville, Texas. And
I'll make a motion to authorize the county judge and the county attorney to county auditor to negotiate a potential purchase of this property.
I'll second that motion.
a motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Wiley, that the county judge and the county auditor be allowed to negotiate the possible purchase of this real estate. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Okay, so that motion carries. Okay, and agenda, now we're going to, back in line to agenda item number 6, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, discuss and take action on installing carpet and installation for soundproofing at the Camino Real. Okay, we're not taking action. This is just an informative agenda item. Camino Real is going to take the expense and do all of that themselves. They just wanted to have permission. I guess we can grant them permission to do it. But they need to soundproof some of the rooms or most of the offices in the building that they lease from us, which is at 1327 3rd Street. And they wanted new carpet in there, and it's another expense that they're going to incur. So I guess we can take an action item of allowing them to do that, so.
Since we have a contract with them, I think that's.
We have a contract with them, and this is, you know, anything like this that they wanted to,
They're paying for it.
do, that they're paying for it themselves.
Both the building, Judge, or just?
No, just the office on this side where
The
they,
water leak?
the one that we lease to them, not the one that we use as an in-kind contribution for our Camino Real.
And those improvements will stay if they move somewhere else?
What's that?
Those improvements will stay if they move somewhere else?
Contract says that.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion that we would allow them to make these improvements to the building.
Motion by Commissioner Perdola.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martin, that we allow Camino Real to do the improvements. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So there you can carry forward. Let's move to agenda item number 7. Richard L. Jackson County Judge, discuss and take action on allowing an employee discount for rental of the Wilson County Expo and Community Center. Okay, we've got our Expo and Community Center. We hopefully will be getting an opportunity to rent it back out. It has special events and venues, so I thought we already had it in place, but we don't, is an employee discount. And I suggest that we do an employee discount, that it's an discount for, one employee, one time a year. You can't be leasing it out all the time and getting a discount. But if, surely not that many employees are gonna have children all get married at one time or some kind of a event like that. And I was gonna suggest, if we get $1,250 for a weekend rental, there's a $500 discount from that. And if it's a weekday rental, a 50% discount. And I'm thinking that that's, and get me right, I'd have to confirm this with Christina, it's $200, so that'd be $100 for
For the weekday?
the weekday.
rental? Yeah, I believe it is.
It's $200 and it'd be $100 for the weekday, just 50%.
I'm assuming that would be for immediate family. I mean, as an employee, I couldn't rent it for somebody outside of my family. Just somebody says, hey, can you get me a discount? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That would be an issue. You know, your next door neighbor has their daughter getting married. Are we going to allow them to get a discount through an employee, or does it need to be for
Say it'd be for immediate family.
immediate
only.
family?
Immediate family.
Yeah.
Could you repeat the dollar amount? You said 100 for
Okay.
weekday?
500 for the weekend rental and $100 for the weekday. And usually that's just like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours at the most when somebody rents it.
Are we gonna write a policy on that, or what?
We'll get Catherine to do that.
I'd like to see the policy written before we approve anything.
Okay. We can write that, we could give the guidelines to put it in the policy.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause I thought we already did one discount.
I thought we did too, and I could find nothing anywhere that showed that we did or we ever gave a discount.
I think Commissioner Martin's got a good point. Before we do this, we should have a policy to review and then approve it based upon the policy.
But the guidelines for the policy would be what we've suggested?
Yeah. It needs to be for immediate family, in my opinion.
Okay.
Or for your personal use if you're throwing a barbecue or whatever, but not a situation where we're giving discounts to someone because they know somebody that works here.
And I guess, Ms. Chapman, in that policy, maybe we ought to have the form they need to fill out that justifies that it is immediate family according to whatever you write up, that they sign and certify that that's what it is for.
And you said, we need did you say application form?
Yeah, or something, just, name, address, phone number, and I certify that I'm using this for my,
Fill out. to begin with,
Relationship.
and- Right, and then we can have it in our employee handbook.
Also in there that if there's any damage to the building, they're
Yeah,
responsible.
they
Going
are.
in there, there's a hole knocked in the wall that,
Well, once they sign up, and pay their $100 or whatever, then they're treated like any other, person who reserves.
so this would be in addition to the current contract they would execute that lays out all of those. This just authorizes a change in the rental price over what would be on the standard contract, right?
Okay, do we need to put anything in the form of a motion as these dollar amounts, or just wait till we come back with
That's fine, we can wait until,
okay?
next.
But do we need to table this, or do we need to make a motion to develop a policy?
why don't
How about
you
make it
motion?
make a motion to develop policy?
I'll make a motion to develop a policy for employee rental of the Wilson County Expo and Community Center.
second.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we make a policy on renting the Wilson County Expo Center with an employee discount. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Let's move right along to agenda item number 8. Richard L. Jackson County Judge, discuss and take possible action on installation of a digital sign for the Wilson County Expo Center.
So at last Commissioner's Court, I presented these two proposals, and you asked me to get additional information, which I have updated proposals, which include the specs and the layout. You asked about wind velocity and electrical at the pole, so that's on there as well. there. The two proposals, one is from Budget Signs out of San Antonio, and the second one's from Eagle Ford Signs and Lighting out of Floresville. And you'll see all of the scope of work with the layout, the plans, and all of the specifications. And then, this is money that was already budgeted for. Eagle Ford Signs and Lighting is at $49,900 with the 50% payable upon contract initiation, and Budget Signs is $39,182.55 with the 50% deposit upon acceptance as well.
Are the signs comparable?
Not, to some degree there are and some are not. I did contact Eagleford just to find out what the difference were between the two companies. I do know that, of course, I'm not a sign man, so I don't know the electronics part of this, but I do know Eagleford is proposing a 15 milliliter, lighting of the sign versus budget, which is 19.5. The 15 is more clear, brighter, more like a square TV, your newer TVs looking. This is what this is basically alike. I know Eagleford is 48 inches wide versus the budget is 44. That part I do know is different.
What's the elevation of the sign? Above the ground?
Looks like 18 or 19 feet,
Yeah,
depending on which one. At the bottom.
Gotcha.
Just for your reference also, if you were wanting a display, I didn't get it from Jim at Eagle Ford Signs, but Budget is able to come out and do a display for you to review if you wanted to look.
Eagleford can as well.
They also said, just if you're trying to get a digital idea, the sign that's located at FISD and the one at McCoy's that was recently installed also, those are just to kind of give you an idea of lighting from Budget. That was some of the ones that they did locally here.
What about warranty?
They both carry five-year parts warranty, and that is in both of their proposals. The only difference that I see that I did not ask Budget, but on the Eagleford Signs, there is a $5,000 deductible, insurance deductible that we would have to pay before that warranty comes in. Yes. It's got UL listed LED illumination. I don't have my glasses to read that, but it's.
Eagleford, I don't know about budget, but that's why the Eagleford, because he said if it's 15, it's gonna be really bright, like seeing daylight.
Well, see, and all I'm just asking, because there is, there's military bases around, there's other airstrips around, so how does that affect?
Well, I don't think it does, because that's pretty much new standard.
If you're running it at night? I know there's no order in this.
Judge, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve Eagleford, mainly because they're local business owners, for the contract of the installation of the signage.
I just want to clarify, that is almost a $12,000 difference in
Yes,
price.
there is. And this money is coming from the hotel motel tax. It's not coming out of the ad valorem tax, just to make,
No,
No,
that is not
it's
correct.
coming,
That is not a correct statement. It is tax money that was.
This is out of our budget.
I understand that, but it came from the motel.
No,
No, it did not.
You can't spend that.
it can, that money cannot be used for that.
Correct.
It's to promote tourism, I think, primarily.
What amount is in the budget?
50,
Yeah, no more than 50,000.
As a matter of fact, I think we budgeted 2 years in a row.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion, and I'm gonna make my deal, I mean, I'm looking at $10,000 difference here. On, what we can, what the sign costs us, and if they're comparable,
but then,
and like I said, that to me, reading some of this stuff is not, I don't understand quite all about the illumination and all of that like that. 15 millimeters or whatever, then we got 19.9, is it less is better?
yes. It's brighter.
I don't understand that. That's one that goes over my head there.
Well, Commissioner Fall said that they compared a flat screen TV to an old tube type TV. It's that much difference in the visibility of the sign that Eagleford's proposing compared to the one at
Commissioner File,
Budget.
did you happen to speak with anyone at Budget Signs to get clarification on their stuff as well?
No, I didn't talk to budget.
Why don't we put this back on the agenda, unless you've already done it and I've missed it, and invite these two people to come and make their presentation. I personally would like to hear what Budget has to say, and I'd like to hear what Eagleford has to say, and make a determination based upon that, as opposed to making just a determination. I mean, I like doing local people, but for $10,000, I personally, well, even it doesn't matter either way, I would like to hear a presentation for both of them about their equipment, their service, their warranty, their reputation.
Okay, would you like to withdraw your motion and change it to a table it, and we'll get them back?
I guess the only question I have is that I know Eagleford has, the price is good till March 30th.
I bet they'll extend it.
I'm sure they will. I don't know
We
what.
can, if he wants to,
And I mean,
then he can change it. We can put him on the next agenda, which is the 12th of April. Put him on the,
yeah, because the budget sign says 5-year parts only, but it appears that Eagleford is offering other insurance plus the 5-year parts warranty, so we need to kind of understand the difference in those. That may be,
That might be your $10,000 there.
that could possibly be one of the reasons for such a large difference.
And the original Budget sign didn't include the breaker at the bottom of the pole. It didn't have the wind engineering deal in there. What else was lacking in the Budget sign?
That was it, but they've added the wind
They've
speed
added it in there, but the
and,
original proposal didn't have that in there.
Well, we didn't ask for those specifications for each one of them, Commissioner, so.
yeah, it's in there now. Budget didn't have what their wind speed, design speed was, but it's in here now. It's 105 miles an hour.
Personally, for $40,000 or $50,000, I'd like a pitch.
I can arrange that.
Now, that's just me. I'm one guy.
I agree.
okay. Commissioner Fowle, would you withdraw your
That's
motion,
fine.
make it a
We
motion
can
to table?
Get both of them here.
Okay. Commissioner Fowle's withdrawn his motion, and now a motion to table this until the next meeting.
I'll make a motion to table this till the next meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by
Get both of them
Commissioner
here.
Martin,
Make sure it's both.
second by Commissioner Wiley, that we table this until the next meeting. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So this is tabled.
Let's get
If
a
we can
presentation.
get a hold of, both of Eagleford and Budget Signs and have them here, we'll put them on the agenda. Okay, moving along. Y'all's turn, okay. Paul Fowle, Commissioner, Precinct 2, Jim Katowski, ESD 4 Commissioner, discuss and take action on joint emergency training with 12th Flying Training Wing, Randolph Air Force Base, Texas.
Judge, Mr. Katowski, I know he brought some gentlemen in that do the flyover, and would like to give a little presentation, and they would like, basically what this is for is to give training to all the ESDs, fire, and law enforcement, in case one of these happen to go down. And the first responders, who gets there first? Jim, you wanna?
Yes, sir. Commissioners and Judge, this is Dozer Martin, 15 Strike Eagle pilot, flying AT-38 out of Randolph right now. And this is Shag Smith over here. Shag flew with my son in C-17s up in McGuire years ago. We say years ago, about 7 years ago. Shag actually flies a T-6, and he'll be bombing Paul's farm here in South
Somebody needs to.
He's already taken out the A-7 bridge out there about 20 times this year. And, but these two guys, I invited them up. The reason why, gentlemen, is ESD 4 Commissioner. I got to talk to some other ESDs. I think ESD 3 is the only one that had any training at all, maybe a little bit on emergency response and what to do. Sheriff's office, I talked to Sheriff Stewart about it. I thought it'd be a good thing to do. It's not gonna be that much cost to us. With your approval, we'll use the Ag Center out there this summer. We'll get with Mr. Baker, and I'll turn it over to him after I got this thing on establish and let him head it up. That way he can get hold of all the ESDs. Without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Dozer and Shag, and you guys go.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Passage, I'm David Smith from the 12th Flying Training Wing, flying with 558, joint base San Antonio Randolph, and Dozer Martin, as I mentioned, 515 Strike Eagle pilot, 560th at joint base San Antonio Randolph as well. Essentially, you know, as we mentioned, we got the little routes overhead, so the T6 is flying around, just trying to make sure that we can work together as best possible to make sure when safety investigation, accident investigations that would happen, just making sure the right personnel are trained on all the right processes, procedures, so that if something does happen, everything can be taken care of in such a way so that our folks can kind of come in and make sure all the documentation is done that needs to be done for anything that happened in the airplane if it goes down from one of the low-level routes or anything of that nature. So just open the opportunity to look to train or train with, coordinate, and make sure you get that information out to you all, so that way if something does happen in any of the surrounding areas where our local routes covered, that everything will be taken care of in a way it needs to be for all of our safety personnel.
Additionally, on top of that, kind of like what Jack said, so for USA, we have about 250,000 flight operations per year out of Randolph Air Force Base. About 60 to 70% of them actually take place directly overhead with Regular right now. As he mentioned, we know that the T6, the low-level SR-287 goes directly over top Floresville here. And you guys are very familiar with seeing those guys. They fly about 500 feet above the ground or so, and so they are over here consistently. What you don't see is directly overhead is our NOAA. So we have from about 6,000 feet all the way up to about 22,000 feet. We have a large area over here, so they can possibly be overhead. You may not know them, or you may not know, you may not see them, but they may be ejecting over that. And we have some sort of aircraft incident that may go down in the Floresville area. I think it would be prudent to have not only our fire and EMS coordinate with your guys' fire and EMS as well to come up with some sort of training. Hey, ejection seat aircraft are much different than other aircraft, right? Your civilian aircraft that you guys might see even more often, or train to more often in that case. So we want to make sure that you guys have the solid procedures, solid safety precautions, and understand the safety investigation process. That's all I have. Any questions from any of you guys?
Reason being is they sit on rocket seats and take a 250-pound man from 0-0 sitting on a ramp and put you 100 feet in the air and give you a shoot, one swing and shoot to live. And so you imagine one of our personnel go to recover this airplane or wherever else in the fire or something like that, and they're trying to get in there, and they don't realize that seat's not armed. And they go up and they hit the wrong button, you're gonna get that shoot coming out. So it's just something to point out. Before, in the AT-38, we used to carry 357 shells in a target pod and go down here to the Briscoe range down here off of Cotulla and actually do live fire with rockets and pods and everything else. And now they're doing it electronically. Still carry the pod, but again, the other thing too sheriff, and it's no cost to y'all at all except using the ag center, and, if we need to rent it, we'll rent it, whatever we need to do, and sponsor a meal out there, I think we can get some people to sponsor a meal out there, and I give you some really good training for us, and, sir, with your, permission, we'd like to invite Karnes County also to come do this.
That'd be good.
Thanks, sir.
Question. Okay, when response from Randolph, or where, how long, what would that be if there was a mishap or some kind of accident?
So if there's any type of mishap, the first responders are obviously going to be the local, EMS, fire, anything like that. That's going to be the local response. As soon as we find out that we have an aircraft that go down, we will send a contingent down here as well. More than likely, somebody from Crash Fire Rescue will come down, so with our training, JVSA training. And then additionally, a safety investigation president, an initial safety investigation and accident investigation. So they will come down as well. We want to make sure, not only are we putting the personnel's lives at risk, we want to make sure that they are trained properly in how to do that. The pilots, for us, we signed up for this, right? I agree that I'm going to sit on that rocket ship, and I might have to hold the plane in order to do that. We want to make sure, and I agree to that risk, but we want to make sure that the civilian personnel that might be working those scenes, the first responders, are also aware of the risk that may be occurred with the.
So, just to follow on with that, so what about what comes out of Lackland? How closely do you all work with them? Because we get a lot of their aircraft over here too, and a lot of,
Yeah, so the 149 flies down a lot, they go down to Tula Range.
Right.
Quite often, as we mentioned as well, so the 149 comes swimmers down there. The F-16s, they are not necessarily part of JVSA, but we work with them very, very closely, and their safety rep is actually part of JVSA. So we would be able to definitely work with them as well. We'd like to see representation.
and it also seems recently that we're getting a lot more military helicopters flying through here too. And so that's kind of a different animal.
You are absolutely correct. So there is a Texas National Guard contingent present at Martindale, as well. So they've been kind of bouncing back and forth between Martindale and then Camp Bullis. I can't speak for anything outside of the San Antonio area. So whether you guys have some people coming up from Corpus Christi, I don't really know. But we could definitely look into it for you. Try to get as much flying across the state of Texas as we can.
And this would probably be a one-day training class, 8 hours or 6 hours or something like that.
That's what I do, start in the morning, 10 o'clock, something like that, and hang, briefings, go over the shoots, different type, you both have aces too, right? So it'll be the same hangers for what they're hauling, if they get hung up in a tree or something like that, we gotta get them out. But, in the same, I used to wear years ago, but as far as that goes, yeah, I figured about, 4 to 6 hour training session, and bring everybody in, get somebody to come, and then that way, when like ESD4 goes back and does their training, if they have 2 or 3 guys training what's going on here, take that package back when they do their training at each ESD, you can do it that way. So I'm not imagining every ESD sending everybody.
So this is kind of train-the-trainer deal?
Yes.
We could, I'm sure we would be open to listening to any type of continuing education in the future as well. Maybe cycling people, we'll come to you guys out in the first time here, maybe cycling people every once in a while through, Gerald Bay, San Antonio, somewhere. There's a lot of options that we have.
I make a motion, Judge, that we allow Mr. Kurtowski and the Randolph Air Force Base to put on a training at the expo, get it set up, what date's available that's not booked, or whatever works for y'all.
Yeah, with Edwin.
Edwin and Leanne and them over there, for us getting hold of Karnes County and all of the
Not
EMS.
soon, but right now, Thursdays are pretty much booked over there for vaccinations.
I think we'll do it later on this summer, Judge.
Oh, okay, later on in the summer, hopefully we won't have to worry about nothing. Yeah,
And I was gonna give it to Mr. Baker and let him call around.
Okay.
What's good talking to do. He's kind of like our central coordinator, I would think. Give it to him, anyway, he can touch base with Sheriff
Yeah.
Stewart and touch base with his.
If,
down in Karnes County and
If you want to include them, and, you know, sheriff being or whatever.
The reason why is because the T6 is with their limited range, if something goes wrong with that motor, they use Carson County, actually use the old Conley Field, too. We researched that, believe it or not, 20 years ago when they first brought them on board.
Yeah.
I drove them down through this part of the country and showed them different fields they could use. We decided not to use Bain Brothers because it's a little bit short, and you never knew if Kenneth was gonna meet them head on, so.
I'll second Commissioner Fowles' motion.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Martin, and we start the action ball rolling for a joint emergency training with the 12th Flying Training Unit. I guess is what y'all 12th Flight Unit. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all.
Just gonna ask
And-
a question, these guys, he actually will be flying here in a couple hours. Is it
Okay.
with these, sir, that they leave?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have taken up on agenda item 10. So let's move to agenda item 11. Richard L. Jackson County Judge enter into an emergency agreement with Nueces County to perform autopsies. Okay, we're having, we can't do autopsies in Barrett County for the time being. This is hopefully a temporary setback, and that they will start again. Our other options, none of them are close. Central Texas and Lockhart, Travis County, and Nueces County. And I know Judge Rutland snarls when you mention Travis County. But we have to have an agreement with Nueces County to do autopsies there. And we haven't got finally, last week, I got a hold of them and they sent a sample interlocal agreement, but it hasn't got Wilson County on it yet, so. But it's just something that Judge Canales wanted us to bring through and make Commissioners Court aware of it, that we're going to enter into an interlocal agreement whenever we get everything.
They actually sent, I think, 4 documents, if we could have a little more time to look at them in detail.
What's the cost between Nueces County and, say, Lockhart? Is there about the same price, or is there a difference in price, or? do you know?
No, Nueces County is a little pricey.
Or do we- Go ahead, Judge.
I don't have it with me, this judge.
Judge Kennedy, Precinct 2, I have spoken with the Lockhart private autopsy, Dr. Dana, and she has a flat rate, I believe it's $2,400, I can't remember the exact amount.
I think it's 28.
I'm sorry?
28.
And I think Bear County, when we use them, is usually about $2,500. And then Nueces County said that they wouldn't give, on the phone, I had to use it in an emergency situation last weekend, and they wouldn't give me an exact amount. It depends on toxicology and how sensitive it needs to be done. Can it be done simply, or is it gonna need a full autopsy? There's all those things to consider. And it's just like any business, they do things the way they wanna do things, the way they do it. So, we are really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now because we do not have our own medical examiner's office. But maybe that's something that Wilson County could look into for the future, is to have our own medical examiner's office, because I think there's so many other counties in our immediate area that would use it if we had it, just like our jail. But, the cost is something that we can't control, and it's something that's gonna fluctuate just depending on what the situation is on a case-by-case basis.
But does it change Lockhart? I mean, that $2,800, is that cost? I mean, does it vary?
It's not something real extensive. For example, if you have a burned
That's it.
individual and you have
The fee schedule.
you may have to go with dental identification, that's gonna be an extra expense. You know, it just depends on how horrible or how difficult it is, and you need the identification, you need just cause, you know, how many hoops do they have to jump through, what they're gonna charge us.
Okay, here's what they have as far as kind of like an agreement for fees. Okay, an autopsy external exam only, $1,600. Okay, natural partial autopsy only, 2,500. Okay, an autopsy, natural death, complete autopsy only, 2,600. Unnatural death, which I'm thinking that's most of what ours are gonna be. Unnatural death, complete autopsy only, 3,600. Okay, an autopsy, an unnatural death, partial autopsy only, 3,500. And then it goes on down about skeletal examination of skeletal remains, 150. Okay, examination of skeletal remains partial, 750. And it just goes on, everything they do has got a fee.
And who decides that? Do you talk with them? Does JP talk with them, or?
I talked some with Oasis County, but I also want to bring to the floor that our district attorney's office is not really happy with us wanting to be, like Lockhart. They prefer that we, because I think there's were some issues at one time. And when you're talking about homicide, or something, you want someone that you would think that would all be qualified to do this if they had an office. But they would prefer that we didn't, as far as some questionable death, use the one in Lockhart.
They want Lockhart? They want
No.
Lockhart, or they don't want?
They don't want Lockhart.
Who do they
And so,
want?
pardon me?
Who do they want?
They suggested either, they were looking, because we're kind of in a rock and hard place. So they suggested, I believe, Oasis County or Travis County, or, those are really the only ones that I know of that they suggested. And the sheriff probably didn't even add to, some of the things that, the questions they have. And the main thing is, if there's a, we want, if there is a chance of a homicide or whatever, we want, we want them to be able to, have the right facts and be able to do the report like they need to do. Us as JPs, we can decide where the bodies are to be sent. But, we all have to work together, and we want what is, but we also understand, when we order an autopsy, it's because we have to, let's feel like we have to order it. It's not, I don't order it so the county's gonna have to be outdone. I'm really diligent, whenever I see this. It's just, for instance, we had someone the other day that the family wanted an autopsy done. But everything that I saw, all the, there was no foul play, and I did not order an autopsy, but the family wanted one. So the family ended up hiring a private one to get that done. So I don't just do, us as JPs don't just order an autopsy. It's one that, it warrants us to have to do that legally, and what we feel like is in the best interest of the situation. So, but where I'm getting at is, I know the DA prefers us not to use Lockhart, so.
Okay,
Because of some type of background, I don't, that's
okay,
not-
and that's,
And so, but,
okay,
financially, they're probably of everything.
okay, can this happen? Okay, if it's a criminal investigation where there's gonna be, somebody coming in, the DA office may have it, the sheriff's office will have it, there'll be text, because if it's a homicide or something like that, use Nueces County. If, because y'all know, y'all will do a whole lot more suicides than y'all will homicides. And can the suicides go to Central Texas? Because there will not be an investigation on that. Is that correct?
The only thing I'd question on that is it a suicide? And
Yes.
the autopsy tell you different. And in that case, I prefer going to Nueces. That's right, that's the way I would look at it. Is there a possibility that autopsy changes what we're looking at?
Yeah.
What's different between Nueces and Lockhart? For as, they're all professionals, right?
Travel expense is gonna be a big part of that, going all the way to Corpus Christi versus going to Lockhart. And
But I mean, far as the,
Person is an indigent person, are we gonna pay transportation both ways, one way? You know, there's just a lot of unknowns, and that's the nature of the decisions that we have to make.
So if I mean, so when you order an autopsy, I mean, is there not a priority list of where it would go? Are y'all like, I mean, would you send it to Bear County? Before, we send everybody to Bear County. And are they just, and they have a backlog and they just cut everybody off, no notification, that's the need.
They're taking
That's the
zero
need.
out of
Yeah,
county.
that's, so we're kind of right now in a rock and a hard spot, we gotta have somewhere to send them.
We're hoping Bear County will open up again.
Yes, that's the, there's no other nearby county that does them that's not Nueces, is that
The three nearest or four nearest are Bear County, Lockhart, which is Central Texas and Caldwell County, Travis County, and Nueces County. You're gonna go way out. If you're gonna go anywhere than that, you have to go to Houston. I don't know of any small counties between here and there, El Paso. Then you get up into the north part of the, they got Dallas, Fort Worth, there's no small county, very few small counties have a medical examiner.
Would this be something that may be potentially covered under some of this new coronavirus relief aid, since we're having to send somebody 100
This would
miles
be under the
away?
last, I think the reason for the backlog is because of the freeze. I think they were going and
Well, that and.
autopsies they were doing, they were pretty detailed because there's gonna be why did this person die? Did they freeze to death or did they have another? So there's probably gonna be a lot of litigation coming from that. So they're gonna probably be real busy for a while. So, but back to the autopsies. Judge Canales wanted some kind of agreement, some kind of an okay through Commissioner's Court. And because they will not take, if somebody calls them up and there's not an agreement with them, they're not gonna take them.
It's basically an interlocal agreement.
it'd
It's an
still be up
interlocal
to the
agreement.
JP to use whoever they want to, correct?
Well, whoever we
Yes.
authorize them to use.
No, you don't have that.
No, but I mean, if we only have an agreement with Nueces County, then you've got to send them to Nueces County.
We don't have an agreement with, Bear County accepts them.
Right.
Or rejects.
In the other one.
We do not have an agreement, have never had a professional agreement with Bear County either. Bear County just says either we take them or we don't. They just don't get into that because they don't want to get sued or whatever. And that's part of the training that we go through. We already have permission from Lockhart. We called and she said, yes, send them to us, we're ready.
Okay.
So she doesn't require anything either. The private one doesn't require any kind of agreement. That's just, yes, just like, it's just a business contract. It's just a case by case business, we take it or we don't. So whatever you guys approve, that opens the door for us to have one more choice. At this moment, our only choice is Lockhart. Because Travis County won't take them without an interlocal agreement. But Travis County's requirements are fairly onerous, and it's a distance, and we had a meeting among the 4 JPs, and we were like, maybe we don't even want to consider Travis because of the distance and the cost and the requirements there. So, if y'all want to do Travis County and make that available too, that's great.
Is the cost not comparable as far as transportation?
I have done all the research on that.
Well, I mean, from right here, I mean, it's too, time-wise, it's closer to Nueces County, to Corpus, than it is to Austin. I don't know, where is that facility? Which part of Austin, do you know?
I think it's on the north side.
Okay, well, then 3 hours from here.
If you're gonna look at costs, none of them are,
But why wouldn't
we-
why wouldn't we do Lockhart?
That's where I'm confused.
because the
she
DA
just
wants to
said-
do Nueces County.
But they don't have a choice. It's up to the JPs, right?
Well, the thing of it is, we do want to work, and we want, and they don't feel comfortable with Lockhart, because I think there's some issues that maybe happen sometimes. And we do want to work with, we always try to work with the county attorney, district attorney, sheriff's office, everyone to do that. So, I think there was some
Those have been personal issues?
No, we're talking about issues as far as findings and stuff, is my understanding, Sheriff, can you give us any info?
The only information I have is that, and Guadalupe County is not the only one, there's been a couple of counties that did use Lockhart, that when they got to trial, they had some issues with findings and stuff like that, and they changed medical examiners in order to remedy those situations in court. And the DA here basically addressed that concern, as they didn't want to have those issues when it came to trial.
It seems
Now, I
like,
don't know
it's-
any specifics, that's just generalizations.
And that's all I know. I'm not trying to knock down Lockhart, because I've heard good things about them too.
Well, but I mean, if you go, if you're going to court and you're on the prosecution side, you want to win. I mean, you know, you want to, and I mean, I can understand that.
sounds like Nueces County in the interim.
Yeah, hopefully Bear County will be back to accepting outside autopsy. We can go back to that, because I know they're at $2,500 there, and then when you're looking at $3,500 or $3,600, that's,
Is this an action item?
well, I was hoping we'd have an interlocal agreement ready to go, but, I don't know if we can take any action to, but we need to send something to them where they can approve it in their commissioner's court.
I guess, Ms. Chapman, what do we need to do here?
Well, if y'all want to go with Nueces, then basically I will take the example agreement they sent and, you know, retype it. And if, my guess is it's a standard interlocal agreement and we wouldn't have to make a bunch of changes.
It is pretty much, and that's what I talked with Judge Canales about last week. But they like to have something in place. I believe we could probably convince them to take it, that, hey, we're in the process of getting this to you. So hopefully we won't have any. That would be a good thing. But,
Well, I mean, I guess depending on how long it takes to get this interlocal agreement done, we could have a quick special meeting to approve that, but, with the
We'll have to wait till the
expectation
next-
by the next regular meeting, for
next
sure. it'll-
Commissioners Court meeting will be the April the 12th.
Right.
It'll be, I mean, certainly it'll be ready before then, so I can just send it to everybody once it's ready, and y'all can decide if you want to have a separate meeting
Or the
for
12th?
that. Now, they sent 4 documents, I'm gonna have to go back and look, I wasn't able to print out 2 of them, but the interlocal agreement looks like it's gonna be, you know, minor changes.
Okay.
I think we table this to.
What's on the agenda says emergency agreement? Can we just say, make an emergency and tell Nueces County, hey, we passed it in Commissioner's Court for an emergency agreement. We do not have our interlocal finished.
And it'll be ready
And
shortly.
it'll be ready by the next Commissioner's Court.
Yes.
That way we can tell them we got something in
So,
place.
so in other words, what you're saying is we can authorize the emergency use of Nueces County until we have
Yes.
an agreement in place. Okay, I'll make a motion to enter an emergency agreement with Nueces County until an interlocal agreement is passed.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we have an emergency agreement with Nueces County to perform autopsies. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Judge, if it's okay, I'm going to excuse myself.
okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on to agenda item number 12, Richard L. Jackson County Judge John Holcomb, IT Director. And it looks like it's going to be Layton York, IT Director. Discuss and potential action shall occur regarding an agreement between Net Data Corporation and Wilson County for iTicket interface between Motorola Spillman Sheriff's Office software and Net Data Icon Court Management Software.
Good morning. John was unable to attend this morning, so you're stuck with me, unfortunately. We are working with NetData to purchase an interface to work between the new software Spillman and NetData, which we already have. So all of the data only has to be entered once instead of having two separate softwares that have to be entered into. They have been in communication with the county attorney's office, and the county attorney's office has some minor changes to submit back to NetData. So we are requesting a pending approval for that, as well as a pending approval from the JPs to use the Justice Court Technology Fund to pay for the initial fee.
What's the cost?
I do not have that information.
Y'all know?
I just had a
Okay.
email from John
Yeah.
about this, and as far as I was concerned, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
If there's money in the, it needs to happen whether there's money in the tech fund or not. I know Net Data, every morning when y'all walk into the office, whatever tickets that the troopers written the day before are filed in y'all's court. So, hoping that we can do the same thing. Of course, it won't be through the troopers, it'll be the deputies. And
Because now everything is handwritten, and if this were to go into effect, it would save our clerks time, and it would help reduce errors and those kinds of things. So I think as JPs, we seem to be on the same page with absolutely it's going to help our offices to work more cleanly and more closely with the sheriff's department.
Okay.
I would recommend you get the cost first. I mean, is it 5,000 or 50,000? I mean, do we have any idea?
I don't have any,
Can you find out in a short period of time, Leighton?
I can attempt right now.
You want to just,
okay, how soon do we have the computers on board?
I actually have computers on board on most of the cars already. They're running that
Okay.
data in the cars. If we had ticket writing software, we'd be able to
Yeah.
already do that.
I'd hate to have, since it's everything, it's ready to go, I wish we had of course, we do need how much it's gonna cost. Okay, like,
Yes, sir.
okay, like JP2 and JP3, okay, they're satellite, okay, how are they gonna get the,
It should interface just the same.
It'll interface just-
It should span across all of the JPs the same way. It's an interface to communicate between the two, so
Okay.
JP4's NetData should show the same as JP1s and so forth for what's entered.
okay, but the iTicket, okay, it's gonna be downloaded here, or where's it gonna be? It'll be through NetData, so it'll do the same thing as they do, like web-based, it goes out.
Yes, sir. It should,
Okay.
as far as I understand, it's just an extension to be added on to communicate between the
Okay,
two.
so it's not gonna be taking place like at the sheriff's office, and then it's gonna be sent to NetData, then NetData turns around and sends it back?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Well, we do have a server on site for NetData, so if I understand, it would be on there. at the
Okay.
sheriff's office.
Are you trying to find out how much it,
Yes, sir.
you want to just move to another agenda item, come back to this in a minute after he gets the cost?
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Can we just move to another agenda item and come back to this
Okay.
in a minute when he gets the cost?
Okay, we'll put this agenda item, and we'll come back to this agenda item when we get the price. So, Let's move along to agenda item 13. Leanne, it's all you. Leanne Hosick, EMC 13A, naming of a private lane in Precinct 3, Red Tank Lane. Review and approve.
It's off of County Road 319. Got a couple of location maps there. And it's an old easement, family-owned property. And the easement is just under a mile in length.
And they're just wanting to name this lane? Is that,
Yes, in order for it to be added to the 911 system, private roads need to be named.
How many, are there gonna be very many addresses off of that private lane?
I think initially, it was one person that submitted the request, and as usual, they're the farthest from the back.
Well, this is to that track 3.
Where's it going? I don't see where it's going.
It's right here. It says easement right here. Jog in there. And then pick it, see, there's that same jog and then picking up to go to this tract right here.
The purpose is to get these two 56-acre tracts?
Well, there's
Are they getting their,
there's three,
They're getting, it just needs a name because somebody's actually gonna move out there.
it's just an easement?
it's just, yeah,
already the existing easement already?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And the way it was explained to me is that they needed to have a name on the lane because of the 911 addressing system.
It's already there, though. This easement's already there.
Yes.
Been
Has
just-
been for
Yes,
years.
yeah. And that was family property that was divided amongst kids, and I guess now they're gonna start building up there. I think one of them might sell to the other though, but, so they need to be addressed off that lane.
I make,
Okay, just let us get this and we'll go back. Thank you.
You good?
make a motion that we accept the private lane naming of Red Tank Lane in Precinct 3.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Cordola, second by Commissioner Fowle, that we name this lane Red Tank Lane. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Okay, so we have a new Red Tank Lane.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go back to agenda item 12 before we come back to B, because B may take a little while. I've got the strangest feeling. So we're going back and we're getting the cost on the net data iTicket interface with Spellman.
So what's been submitted from Net Data is it would be a one-time initial startup fee of $2,500, and then it's $2 per case after that. That's, $2 per ticket that's submitted through the interface.
Judge,
That's on the other ones also?
It's kind of set up the same as DPS.
The what?
It's set up the same as DPS.
Okay, yeah, I know it cost us to, so.
So you're saying then that $2 fee that you collect covers, or will cover that, or you'll change the fees? Or-
Understanding that it's kind of set up the same way as we do with the DPS citations. And there's a fee in there of $2, that's supposed to be made up partially with $2 transaction. Like, we,
Okay, now here's,
to be $2 per citation, and that's supposed to be made up partially with $2 transaction.
okay, that's in the court cost, so it's not gonna cost anything, actually, well, the next initial 2,500, because the $2 transaction fee, even when they're writing the ticket, we get that, even though we're not charging it, having to pay it out. But this will just be paying it out to get the ticket already filed. Which, I think it's a good thing, I think we need, the sooner the better, because everything finally,
I'll make a motion that we approve this agreement between Net Data and Wilson County for the ticket.
Second.
motion by Commissioner Fowler, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we approve iTicket, the interface between Spielman Motorola and Net Data. Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
What's that?
With the JP.
What's that?
Yes, yes, JP Tech.
I've given you the agreement for that one.
Oh.
I take it to
Yes. You did? Okay, I remember getting it. I probably passed it along when I passed these a while ago. You can see if it's over there.
Are you talking about the
Yes. Okay, it was hung, okay, when I passed the other ones back to you, I passed it to you.
Got another one, yeah.
Okay.
Is this your paper that you need back?
I'm sorry.
Is that your papers you need back?
I have, unfortunately, I have a whole stack. But if you don't need it, I will take it.
No, if you don't need it. then-
Okay, that's good.
Thank you. Okay, Leanne, now we're going back to 13B, RV Park Lodging Development, Marcelina Cabins, discuss and take action.
Okay, y'all got the big copies last time, so unfortunately, you don't have any more of those, so this is just the 11 by 17. That's what y'all looked at last time. So it has been given a favorable recommendation by the committee. They finally met all of the requirements. For their infrastructure development plan. And then once Commissioners Court approves it, then inspections would be conducted to ensure compliance.
And they have to comply to our
The lodging and
Subdivision.
RV, no, lodging and RV park.
lodging and
regulations.
RV park.
Yes.
Okay.
So did we ever find out what's been done out there and what hasn't been done? So what are they asking us to do today?
To approve the plan,
Okay, from,
the plan, and then
once we get the plan approved, if they don't abide by the plan, then we can take action.
right.
Without the plan, we don't have anything.
So we approve the plan, and the inspections will be conducted by, the fire marshal and the commissioner to ensure that the roads meet the requirements. There's a whole
There's two or
If it
four.
meets the requirements,
Or four.
then a certificate of compliance is issued. If it does not meet the requirements, they're given notice and an opportunity to correct any deficiencies, and if they don't, then it gets turned over to the county attorney's office.
So how did they wind up building all the stuff that's out there? Because there's a lot of stuff that's there. They
Now,
just
some of the stuff,
did it illegally?
probably some of it, the initial part was done before we even had regulations in place. And it was sold, subsequently sold to the individual that has it now. And they added on to it.
Without coming forward first.
Yes. And were told that they were non-compliant, and then came in and started working with us on coming into compliance.
Judge, may I ask a question? May I ask a question? Okay. Leanne, at the end, when everything is done, if they are compliant, at that time, do I get a plat for my records? Because I have a.
No, because they're not required to do a plat. This isn't a subdivision.
We have a separate book for RV plats that they started putting in there. I'll show it to you.
All you would get is a plat size of what they're looking at
Something
now.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no.
But at the
requirement.
end, not now.
Well, no, you would get it now if they
I
approve,
can't.
if Commissioners Court approves their infrastructure development plan.
Okay.
Is what it's called. Then you get a copy of that, put in there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
I guess the biggest issue I have still with this whole project is that they put everything in before the plat ever was approved. And there's people living out there, and how far is the county willing to go to enforce this? If it's not up to our spec. If it doesn't meet code and specifications, 'cause all these cabins are in, that you see, these are cabins that are in there. And people are living out there. And if the fire marshal, the commissioner goes out there, and if it doesn't meet,
These are cabins, they're not
they're cabins, they're not RVs.
parking places?
They're cabins. I don't care what's on these plans, you drive out there, they're cabins.
Okay, the cabins that are out there, those were before we had regs.
No, Leanne, all of these are in.
Those are RVs.
This
They're
is-
That's the
cabins.
RV
It
part.
says RV.
I know what it
RV,
says, but they're
RV.
cabins.
Well, then that would be that would be something that we can get them to correct.
These are cabins, all these here where this road comes in, you got 11 cabins right here. That's the original one. Where this road goes around, going towards the Marcelina, those are cabins over there. They're not RVs.
Well, the plan shows.
I know what the plan says, that's been
Well,
my,
so then, okay, so then when we go out there and conduct the inspections, they're gonna be non-compliant.
then what's gonna happen? What is the county gonna do?
According to
What?
the regulations, they need to be given an opportunity to correct.
Has the septic been even permitted and inspected? That's another question I have. There's people living out there.
Okay, Edwin has been out there. Now, I don't know about because this has nothing to do with, this is just the plat of
I know,
ground.
but if you drive out there, you got this main entrance, and you got the 11 cabins, and I think 14 or 15, whatever that number is, that was original. And you go out, and you got the road coming like this, and you got the road going just like that. These are cabins, they're not RVs.
I'm gonna have to go look, because I looked over there and I thought they were RVs, but I'm gonna have to go back to check.
They're not, that
Because I
RVs
don't-
is also,
Now, they have extra cabins that they have put out there since the originals, but I'm gonna have to go look. I'm
don't
not,
forget, the RV, they got RVs where the other places next door. There's two different places.
Am I understanding what we need to do is approve this plat so we can move forward with
Yeah.
inspections?
Yes,
So we really can't do anything until we approve a plat?
you have to have a plan to base your
I don't
inspection.
even know what the plan is. I mean,
Well, I texted Commissioner Wiley and asked him if, and I'll read it exactly as I wrote it. I said, "Are you good with approving Marcelina Cabins?" He says yes. So, Ms. Chapman, is this a direction that we need to go? To approve this right now so that we can do an inspection and,
Well, honestly, I lean on Leanne for her knowledge. If we can't, we've got to inspect, and the only way we can inspect is to approve this. Maybe we can approve it, maybe you can approve it for inspection only and not for other purposes.
Well, that's what Tom said. Tom's recommendation was to approve the plan so that we could conduct the inspections.
But not for any other purpose.
Well, it's always just for approval of the plan. You're approving the plan.
But
If it was not constructed in accordance with the plan, then you've got something to hold their feet to the fire.
So can they,
if they approve the plan, what does that mean they're approving?
What they're proposing to do. And if they did not do it as they proposed,
Okay, if we went out there now,
inspections are for.
if they didn't do anything, say they hadn't even submitted this, and we went out there now, okay, what one of our, the solutions would be, submit a plan. And that's what they've done. You know, it's, what do you fine them for? They've got places parked on there, you know, it'd have to be something to do with the septic system, because we haven't approved anything for them to not comply with. So if we approve this and then go out there and they're not in compliance with this, we can stop them, we can fine them, I guess. I don't know what all our options are.
Yeah.
Well, why can't we do it now, before this?
What do you fine them on? What do you fine them for?
I don't know if they got a septic. I don't know if
That
they
would
got-
be it. That would be not, something on the septic would be the only thing.
so Leanne, would the subdivision order need to be looked at again in order to?
No, it's not the subdivision.
It's not subdivision, it's RV park.
No, I understand that, but you're upset with the fact that it's already on the ground and there was no approval prior.
That's right.
Correct, that should be covered in some kind of development order that the county has.
There is.
Right, so does that order need to be looked at again to, review and revise, edit, so that this doesn't happen again? Because I know where Commissioner File is coming from, because basically when you put something on the ground, it's a done deal. And if you don't have an enforcement tool like a codified order, you cannot cite them for anything other than to approve a plan and give them the power to go on.
It would be a very long list if we're gonna list everything that they might do wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? Our policy tells them, this is what you are supposed to do. And there's a infinite number of things they could do wrong that we can't list in our policy.
Well, and I'm saying that if the order needs to be reviewed and edited so that this doesn't happen again, or so that we can put the,
we just need a better enforcement tool.
right, that's what I'm saying, and better enforcement, because what stops from Joe Blow going and doing this again?
Well, I guess, what would that require? Somebody, an employee just to drive the county roads?
I'm sorry, Leanne, I didn't,
That's a lot of the problem. We don't have anybody driving around.
That ain't the problem. The problem is,
Leanne,
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say that the county attorney recommended that we approve this?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
Approve
He
it.
recommended
approving the
for
plan
inspection only.
so we can.
For inspection only.
So we can go and conduct the inspections to make sure it's in compliance.
Okay, now just, if we didn't have this and we went out there, what could we do to them?
Tell them they're non-compliant, they need to do an infrastructure development plan.
Okay, but do we have any kind of enforcement there?
Well,
To make them do it?
I mean,
eventually, if they don't do it may be 4 times down the line, 4 unfortunate meetings with Leanne down the line with them, but eventually, if they don't follow our regs, we file a misdemeanor complaint against them.
Right.
So basically what you're saying is right now, we identified that they were not in compliance. We asked them to submit a plan and they've submitted that plan.
Yes.
Okay. And since Commissioner Wiley's for it and he's not here, I'll make a motion to approve this for inspection only, the Marcelina Cabins RV Park. How's it staying in here? Where'd it go?
So this will give us some teeth, a little enforcement.
I second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we approve the plat for the RV park at the Marcelina Cabins RV Park.
For inspection only.
For inspection only. Okay, is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I oppose.
Okay,
I opposed it during the committee and I oppose it now.
okay, you get that? Okay. Well, moving right along. Agenda item, Eva, you want this, you want a bigger one?
No, this is fine.
I think they will.
No, they won't.
Okay, agenda item 14, Jan Hartle County Treasurer Financial Report, and we have none. Agenda item number 15, Jalen T. Bodiford, Human Resource General Specialist, payroll and personnel changes, and we have none. Okay. That's amazing there.
I wish I could say I have no bills.
Agenda,
You always show up.
We've
yeah.
always been spending.
Agenda item number 16, Brenda L. Trevino, County Auditor. No financial report, but bills.
Yeah, so total bills, 269, 207, 77. Nothing out of
They never stop, do they?
the ordinary, yeah. You want one, Sharon? Okay.
We're gonna have to make these bigger numbers.
No, I don't have my glasses.
Paul, you need some of
You're gonna
these.
have to get
Oh, I got them in the truck.
You're gonna have to get a bigger printer or bigger paper or something.
I know.
What is due from others?
When there is either unauthorized or not approved county purchases on credit cards.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Motion by Commissioner Martin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Perdola, that we approve the bills. Is there any more discussions, questions, additions, deletions, anything like that? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So we have that. Okay, so moving right along to agenda item number 17 at 10:58, we are adjourned.